Hello everyone. So recently I was invited to go to the Overclockers headquarters with one of my YouTube friends, Jamie W. I'll put his channel link in the description if you want to check out his videos. We were basically invited to go there to have a tour and also check out their awesome virtual reality room, which was really good. Along with this, I've also been given 2 PCs to review for you in this video, which are basically built to be ideal for Counter-Strike. But first, let me show you some footage of our tour. So, moving on to the PCs I will be reviewing. As I said earlier, these PCs have been built to give ideal frame rates for Counter-Strike, but of course they will be fine for most other games too. There are 2 PCs currently available in this range. The cheaper Guardian one is priced at £500 and the Global Elite is priced at $730. I have both of these PCs in my possession, so let's check how good they are for CSGO. Firstly, I'll be taking a look at the cheaper option, which is the Guardian. The specifications of this PC contain an i3-6100 processor, a GTX 750 Ti and 8GB of DDR4 2400MHz RAM. Some of the other components include a 1TB 7200 RPM SSHD hard drive, a 400W power supply and an Asus Micro ATX motherboard. We have to remember that these PCs have been built to basically be like a budget PC or an ideal PC for people who are making the switch over from console to PC gaming as well. A lot of these components can be of course upgraded as the PCs are built to order, so if you do want a bit more power, it can be done. You can find the full specification from the page here on Overclockers that will be in the description. So moving on to the most important question, how does it perform? So here I am in CS and you can see my FPS on the net graph throughout. Right now I'm playing on the maximum graphics settings in 1920 by 1080. Realistically, with a game like Counter-Strike, it isn't often that max settings are used, as you generally want to have the most visibility and FPS possible, but I thought it would be useful to see both the highest and optimized settings. I'm also playing on cache for my benchmark because the map was recently updated graphically, so it will drop FPS more than other maps which will probably follow with more updates. I'm also only currently running around on an online server with no players, as I feel this will give the best average than playing in a public server with different players, because that would give more variables and situations which wouldn't really give an accurate representation. although we will check that later. So as you can see, throughout my time running around on the map on max settings, my FPS averages between 150 and 200, which I believe is about the average FPS required to play this game smoothly. So now I'm on the settings that I have on my PC, which I play with, which is to have the global shadow quality on medium, both the model and effect detail on low, the shader detail on medium, model core rendering is always on, the AA is on 2 times, and the texturing filtering mode is on the lowest possible. Now as you can see, my FPS has increased by roughly 100, so we're sitting at about between 200 and 250 FPS all over the map now. This is of course likely to change once I get into a game with players with smokes and grenades, but firstly I'm going to show you the Global Elite PC, and then I'm going to do a comparison between them both without players, and then I'll do a comparison on a server with players. Moving on to the Global Elite PC, obviously the more powerful of the two. It comes with an i5-6400 processor, a GTX 960, 8GB of DDR4 3000MHz RAM, an SSHD drive, 600W power supply, and an MSI Z170 motherboard. So back into CS, I'm currently playing on the highest settings again, and with this PC we seem to be averaging around 100 FPS higher than the previous Titan PC on the highest settings, which is obviously to be expected as it is more powerful. We're averaging an FPS of between 250 and 280, which is actually a really nice amount for these settings. I've now lowered the graphics to the optimized settings that I used, and I'm actually really impressed with the amount of FPS this PC gets. It's averaging around 350, which is definitely more than enough, as even on my PC I cap my FPS to 300 most of the time anyway. It also obviously depends where I am on the map and which map it is, or if I'm inside or outside, but this PC seems to get more than 300 FPS at all times. Again, I'm currently only running around on the server without players, so you can expect some drop from playing in an actual game, but I do believe it will basically always have above 300 FPS in competitive games. Before I have a quick game of competitive and try and find the average FPS for each PC, I want to quickly compare these two PCs' performance properly where I can get consistent data. To do this, I will be running a Csgo Benchmark where I'll get the average FPS of both PCs. This is a map that is available from the Steam Workshop and is made by the same guy who made the AIM bots map that I always practice on, and also the AIM course map I've made a video about before, which is in fact the map this benchmark is running on right now, but it's obviously edited for the purpose of being a benchmark. So I ran the test multiple times on each PC and came to these averages. The Global Elite PC averaged 238 FPS, while the Guardian PC averaged 141. So hopefully this will give you some accurate indication of the power between these two PCs for their price. I also played public on both PCs with a benchmark running for around 15 to 20 minutes to get an average of the FPS on Valve's servers, which means the games were about 10 versus 10. The Global Elite PC averaged 260 FPS, while the Guardian PC averaged 204. Both of these values are easily enough to play smoothly on this game. I'd also like to mention that when playing on these public servers, your FPS will be lower than playing in the competitive 5v5 mode due to there being so many more players. So in conclusion, yes, both these PCs are good to play CS on, as well as I'm sure many other games. CS is actually quite a poorly optimized game, and it is very heavily CPU reliant compared to most other games out there. So if you were looking to buy one of these PCs as the basic build and you wanted to upgrade some of the parts, or even to upgrade your current PC mostly for CS, having a better processor is the best option. I hope this video has been enjoyable or even somewhat informative to you. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Now it's Terrace facing off against them. Look at that one, Botlaren and Troy with the first exchange. Troy with the double kill. He's getting more and more damage dealt onto Bangkok as well. Dave with the Molotovic in his hand. Drops it as he dies to Bangkok, who's racking up kill after kill. He makes a 360 move, gets that shot onto Puka. A 4v2 now. Anush and Nekovic still standing in a crossfire. The CDs dribble in one by one. One by one, they will beat his balls. Nekovic with a triple kill.
We can do this. Let's get our heads in the game.